Yes, the 3M Teaching Fellowship was very much a highlight of my teaching career, and not just because of the recognition it involved, but perhaps even more so because it gave me the chance to spend a weekend with very, very, very committed teachers, and that for me was motivating, in the same way that I like to think I'm trying to motivate my students. There are many other moments that have been rewarding, but they're small ones. I've received a number of kinds of recognition, more public recognition, and that's very, very nice. That's always nice. But the thing that really I value the most are the personal forms of recognition I get from students. The sort of thing that I wish I had done with the instructors who affected me. Students who come up to me after class or email me at the end of a course and say, I really changed the way I think as a result of this course. Now I want to go into field X because of what I learned at this course, and so on and so on. Those sorts of things you never forget. And they are absolutely, I think for any instructor, the most rewarding. Because you look out over a sea of faces and you have no idea whether you're having a real impact on anybody at all, except for those few students who have the courage and perhaps the motivation to come up and tell you something about what the class and the content has meant to them. I think for the most part it is the content. I like to think that I get them engaged in what we're talking about, so that it isn't me personally that's had the impact, it's the material that's had an impact. But that's a success for me, for sure. So I would have to say those moments are, and when students send their children now to say hello to me, 30 years after they've had my class, just because they remember the course in some way. Those, I think, are always the most rewarding things for any teacher whatsoever, and it's certainly the same for me.